Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. Guys, today I'm going to cover one very important topic. I would say a technique that is called debugging techniques. How to debug your code. So debugging is very very important, guys. When you join a new project or new company, and when you see that okay, there is an existing project is already there, and you have to debug the code and you have to understand the code step by step, and okay, and you have to get the confidence also because debugging will give you a lot of confidence. You should know how to debug your skills, okay, how debug your code. So that's a very important skill that you should have as an automation engineer. So how to debug the code and how to write some debugging skills, and how to cover those skills at a time of existing framework. So whenever you have to join a new project, first what we have to do that they will give you the project in the form of repository, in the form of Git repository or maybe Bitbucket repository or maybe SVN repository. So you have to check out the code, you have to clone the code in your project, in your machine, and then you have to start with. And then the actual thing will start. Do not run your program or run your automation framework, okay, from the beginning itself that without knowing anything. If you really want to contribute towards that framework, you have to know what are the different components are available, where exactly the test file is available, where is the page library, configuration, libraries, utilities, environment variables, how exactly they are generating the report and everything. You have to know about it. Then only you will get to know about the framework, and all these things you will get to know when you debug the code. So debugging is very very important, guys. Okay, so if you remember that we have already created one page object model series completely, and the entire code base is available in my Git repository. So today we will check out or clone that particular project from the Git repository in my local laptop or my machine, and then we will import that thing into our Eclipse, and then we will try to debug the code, right? So let's do it. So this is, I would say, I'll open my Git repository. So this is my Git repository, that Naveen Animation 20. And what I'm gonna do, that this is the page object model. So this is the URL will be given to you, okay, when you join the company, because nobody will give you in pen drive or hard disk or something like that, right? Because a huge repository and there are so many changes are there. So they have to deploy somewhere on maybe Git repository or Bitbucket. So they will provide the URL, and you will see that okay, yes, this is the page object model and number of files are available over here, and this is the pom.xml file. So immediately I'll get to know that okay, this is the Maven project. So first I have to clone this project. So how to clone? So I'll go to my terminal, and I'll go to that particular repository where exactly I want to clone. So I'll go to my, let's see, I'll go to documents, and in this particular document, I'll do one thing. I'll create this folder, my POM framework, and I'll open this framework. Let's see, this framework is already available. Let's move to trash first. And let's see, my open framework is available over here, and this is a folder that you create, a one random folder you can create, right? Inside this, what I'm going to do, I have to clone this particular project that is available inside my here it is, in this particular Git repository. So I'll do one thing, I'll just copy this URL, and I'll go to terminal, and simple I'll write git. I'll go to that particular directory. So my directory is available over here. I am documents in this particular my POM framework, that folder that I already created. And simple I'll use now git clone, and I'm going to clone it. It's saying that no such file directory. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so I have deleted that particular folder. I'm going to create one more folder once again, because earlier I was doing some experiment, so maybe it's not creating. So I'll go to my documents. You can go to any of C drive or D drive, create a new folder. Let's see, my folder name is my POM framework, right? And I'll go to this particular my POM framework. It's a blank folder, and I'll go to my terminal. I'll go to that particular directory. So that's available inside my documents folder. So I'll go to CD documents, or I'll do one thing. I'll go to back. Yeah, so I'm available in CD documents. You can see that this is a documents directory. In this particular documents directory, I'll go to that my POM framework. Inside this, it's okay. I'll do one thing. Let's see, page object model is already available over here. So I'll delete this page object model. Okay. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm using git clone and just clone it. So you have to enter the URL and git clone. Once it is 100% done, you will see that page object model, open that directory, and src main java test java pom.xml file, everything is available in my machine now. So what I'm going to do now, guys, that I have to use this particular project in my Eclipse. So I'll go to file. I know that pom.xml, it means that's a existing maven project. So I'll go to new import and open this maven and click on existing maven project, because I know this is the existing maven project. Click on next and open that directory. So I'll go to my documents, my POM framework, open this page object model directory, and then click on open. So we will see, just a minute. I think some existing project is already there. So let me delete this project. Okay, let's import it again. Import existing Maven project, browse. I'll go to documents, my POM framework, page object model, click on open. Okay, and think, just a minute, let me check. Okay, so let's import it again. Go to file, click on import. Exact similar kind of thing you have to do, guys, because this is a Maven project. Maven, select existing Maven project, click on next, and select the directory once again. There we have already cloned. Okay, all the directories are available over here, and click on open. Now you can see that, okay, page object model, I'm going to import and click on finish. So you will see that free CRM test page object model is getting created over here, right? So this is a project, everything is done. I can see that pom.xml file is available here. Now first thing, guys, what we have to do, what we have to do, the first file is pom.xml file. Immediately I'll open this. I'll check what are different dependencies are available inside the pom.xml file, so that I'll get to know what are different utilities, I mean, what are different libraries they are using, external libraries. So I can see that, okay, they are using Selenium Java with 3.5.3, or they are using TestNG and Apache Py API to read the Excel files, and they are using extend report, right, to generate the report and everything, and maybe they are using Log4j API or some other APIs as well, right? And yeah, so this is a thing that the complete folder structure you can open. Let's see the complete folder structure. You can see that, okay, pages are available, and we have src test java is available. Under that we have number of contact page.java, home page test.java. These are different test cases are available, and complete src main java and src test java is also available. Now what I'm going to do that, first thing, guys, first check the first step, check that open any test case. Let's say I'll open this homepage test.java, and immediately homepage.test.java, I'll see that, okay, yes, this is my test class having number of test methods available over here. I'll try to execute one method and check that it's working fine or not. So right click on it and simple run as testng test. Let's assume it's working, or maybe sometime it doesn't work, because in your laptop, in your machine, you have to configure a couple of things. I can see that, okay, browser is getting launched, and the test case is running fine, right? So I can see that it's running fine, but I want to see the flow of the application. Okay, so I have to debug my code one by step, right? So how to debug the code, guys? So debugging is very, very important. But before debugging, I'll check a couple of things over here that, okay, yes, I know that this is the page object model. So first I'll check what are the different pages are available, in which package it is available. So I'll go to CRM QA pages, and I can see that, okay, yes, these are the different pages. So here I found number of pages are available over here. So it will give you the confidence, yes, that in my training and according to my understanding of page object model, that yes, I learned that page object model means for each and every page you should have a separate Java class. So I can see that for each and every page, contact page.java, deals.java, homepage.java, login, sign up, task page.java pages are available. I'll open this. Let's see contact page.java, and I can see the structure of the contact page.java, that yes, different at the rate find by page factories are defined over here, and then they have written all the respective methods of contacts page.java is available over here. Same thing for, let's see, deal page or home page test.java. It's written like this, right? So now I got to know that okay, yes, this is the home page test.java. After that, I have to check where are my configuration variables, the environment variables, because I want to see, with this is the most important thing, that where exactly the URL is available, on which environment they are going to execute the program. So let's see, the URL and all those things are available in config properties, because tomorrow you have to run it on your QA environment or maybe stage environment. So your application URL will be like this: www.qa.freecrm.com or maybe www.stage.freecrm.com, right? So you have to change the URL. Your manager says that okay, your team lead will say that okay, execute it on QA environment. So you have to change the URL. You have to go to the configuration properties. See, config.properties available over here, and I get to know that okay, yes, here is the URL is available, and the username, password, and on which browser you want to execute. So I can change the browser also. So I capture all these information, and step by step I'll get the confidence that okay, yes, this is the flow of the application, of the framework. Now what I'm going to do, that I'm going to execute any program from test, because you have to execute the first layer. The first layer is always your test class, right? The first layer is always your test class execution, that you have to execute your tests, because this is the beginning of the flow. So what I'm going to do, that I can see that okay, then you should know how exactly testng works. So I know that in testng we create this homepage test.java, and one base class is available. So I can go to first base class. I'll check this is the the parent of all the classes, and I can see that okay, here you are initializing all the properties and everything, and this is the initialization method. Here you are declaring the browser name, and on the basis of browser you are initializing your driver, and I can see that okay, driver is initialized at the class level so that it can be accessed by anyone, right? And here on the basis of the browser name I'm initializing my Chrome driver and everything. So very high level I got to know that you are getting the URL from the properties and everything, but through debugging I want to check each and every step how exactly it is working, so that you will get the confidence. So what I'm going to do, that I know that in testng first at the rate before method will be executed, and then immediately I'll see that okay, line number 31 initialization method is getting called. So I'll put a debugger over here. So how to put a debug or breakpoint? So this is called breakpoint, guys. Simple double click on line number 31. So you will see that at line number 31 one circle is created, one dot is created, that's called debugging point. Okay, that is called debugging point. Now what I'm gonna do, this particular debugging point, the moment I execute this program, what exactly it will do, it will stop at line number 31, and then I'll go inside initialization method. So how to jump to initialization method from homepage test.java? Simple press control, or for Mac users, simple press command, or for Windows just press control and this mouse over and then click on it. So you will jump to initialization method, and I know that okay, inside initialization method we have browser name is written over here. Okay, some debugging points we can put over here as well. So on the basis of this particular variable you are checking if it is Chrome, then launch Chrome driver, but I want to check at the runtime what exactly the value is coming inside the debugging mode, right? So I'll line number 41 I'll put one more debugging point over here. So one more debugging point like this, right? And then on line number 53 as well I'll put a debugger, and at line number 64 also I'll put a debugger. So what do you mean by debugger point? This breakpoint, this is also called breakpoint or debugging point. This breakpoint is called, or debugging point is called, that if you have given one debugging point at line number 41, your execution will stop over here. Not stop execute, your execution will be paused. Okay, your execution will be parked over here, that okay, on line number 41 it will stop over here, and then you can check whatever you want to do, you want to check some variable value, what is going on, or what is the statement value, what is expression value is going on, you can check. I'll show you how to do that, right? So couple of debugging points I have, I have put, and at the runtime also, guys, you can put number of debugging points and you can remove the debuggers as well, right? So let's do one thing. You have to first, you have to get into the debugging mode, debugging perspective. So we have this plus icon is called, can you see that, this plus open perspective? Just click on it, and here you have debug perspective. Just click on OK. So you will see that you will now entered, you will enter into the debugging perspective. In debugging perspective, it is different from normal perspective, that is called Java perspective. If you want to come back to your Java perspective, click on Java. Again, normal structure will be displayed. Click on debugging perspective, it will be displayed like this. And then some expressions are already written. I'll remove all these expressions. Okay, let me remove. Okay, and some, you can check the variables also, you can check the expressions as well. Debugging stack trace also you can check. This is a console screen. Okay, let me clear this. This is a console screen, the output screen, and this is a code, and this is the outline that, okay, inside the home page test, what the different methods variables are defined over here, right? So what I'm going to do now, I have to run this program in debugging mode. So how to do that? So I'll do one thing. Okay, simple, right click on your because this is the home page test.java, right click on it, and instead of run as, simple debug as test test test. So you will see that immediately it's getting stopped at line number 31. And I know that, okay, line number 31 is initialization. Although this line number 31, the controller is available on that particular line, but I haven't executed line number 31. So how to execute this particular line 31? So how to execute that? To execute this thing, what we have to do, guys, we have to press F6. So there are four debugging options are available. We have, this option is called F8, that is called resume, sorry, not resume, resume. We have F5, that is called step into. We have F6, step over, and then we have step return, F7. So what we have to do, if you want to execute this line number 31, you have to press this F6. So you can execute this, you can press this particular button or icon, or you can from your keyboard as well, you can press F6. So let's see, I'm going to click on this F6. So F6 means step over. Simple. Okay, execute this and step over. So immediately it will come inside the initialization method, and on line number 41 you can see browser name equal to prop.getProperty method. This method is written over here. Now I know that, okay, this prop.getProperty is coming from this particular browser property, which is available inside the property class config.properties, right? So now still line number 41, if you mouse over on browser name variable, it's not showing anything, not showing any value. Why? Because we haven't executed line number 41. The controller is still available on line number 41. Again, I have to execute this line 41. Simple, again press F6. You will see that now if you mouse over browser name, you can see the runtime Chrome is available, right? And if you want to check the statement as well, simple copy this statement, guys, and right click on it and go to watch. You can see that prop.getProperty, the value is coming Chrome is coming. So you can check the statement value, statement or expression value also you can check in debugging mode. So I got to know that, okay, yes, this property is giving Chrome, right? And at the runtime, let's see, my config.property is having URL as well. So I want to check what is a property with URL as well. So I can write the expression over here, guys, prop.getProperty URL. Although in my code I haven't written, but at the runtime you can check that particular property as well. My property name is URL and just press enter. See, the URL is www.freecrm.com. I want to check what is my username. So simple, I'll check username and press enter. So username is Naveen K. I want to check what is my password. Password is test@123. So browser, URL, username, password, all these properties are available inside this config.properties, and I'm using all these properties inside the debugging mode. Right now, the debugging 41 line got executed. I got to know that okay, yes, Chrome is available, and Chrome dot equals Chrome. Then continue. Come inside the if part and then continue. Fine. Now I'm going to terminate. Now let's assume that inside my config.property you forgot to enter any browser name. Let's see, that's a blank. And now I'm going to execute my code once again in debugging mode. You are going to debug the code. Fine. So again it will come inside the initialization. Press F6. It will come inside the initialization method and press F6. You will see that browser name is equal to blank now. No value. Here also you can check browser name is blank, no value. So you will immediately get to know that okay, yes, browser name is blank. So blank dot equals Chrome. No, it will come not. It will not come inside the if part. It will come in. It will check else if part. Again, it will not come inside the else if part. So now the driver is got null because you haven't initialized your web driver. You declared your web driver at the class level over here, but you never initialize this, right? Because it will the condition okay got never satisfied. So browser name is blank dot equals Chrome. It will never come inside the uh, if condition or else if condition. So your driver could not be initialized because of this problem, because you have written browser is equal to blank over there. So immediately you will get to know that okay, yes, this particular property is coming from config.properties file, and immediately you will get to know that okay, yes, that is why I'm getting a null pointer exception, because you have to debug your code. Right now, the moment you execute this line, it will give you null pointer exception. See, again it will coming over here that inside the catch block invoker.class, and if you continue your program, just press F8. Immediately you will get to know that setup method null pointer exception is coming. Where exactly it's coming? Now you have to check the stack trace as well. You will start from the bottom. Homepage test.java line number 31. Till here it is working fine. Then testbase.java line number 53. And this particular line you are getting what? You are getting null pointer exception. So you will get to know that okay, yes, on line number 53 I'm getting null pointer exception because my driver is null. Why driver is null? Because you could not initialize your driver. So I have to debug my code. So I'm going to debug this particular code. Debug as test ng test and F6, and immediately I'll get to know that okay, while debugging my code, that oh my god, browser name is blank. So that's the problem. So immediately I'll go to my config.properties and I'll make browser equal to Chrome or whatever. So I'll terminate my program once again and then I'll write Chrome here. Right? So that's why guys, two things: you are resolving your problems, okay, in debugging mode, because you are checking the internal depth of the framework, internal depth of the code. Second thing is it is giving you the confidence as well, right? Because debugging will give you the confidence because you are getting to know what exactly these guys they have written, how exactly the code and the workflow and the flow of the framework is working, right? So that's why debugging is very very important, guys. Okay, okay. So this is the thing. Now let's run inside the debugging mode once again. Debug as test ng. Right, so it will stop over here at initialization and then fine, browser name is equal to, what is the browser name? Browser name equal to Chrome. Chrome dot equals Chrome, condition is satisfied. It will come inside the if condition. It will check the property, set the property, and then everything is fine. Driver equal to new Chrome driver. So right now if you see, the driver is still null. Why? Because I haven't executed line number 45. I have to execute line number 45, then only driver will be initialized. Right guys, so I have to execute this line once again. Press F6 and driver equal to new Chrome driver, and the browser is getting launched, right? And you will see that if you mouse over, driver got initialized. Driver is initialized with this particular value. Okay, so driver got initialized, fine, and driver is not null now, so it will not give you null pointer exception, and we have resolved that problem now. So again press F6, it will continue, it will come over here, okay, it will initialize all your event listeners and everything, and then it will maximize the window, delete all the cookies, And now see the timeout also. So no need to go to page load timeout. So you can, at the runtime, you can check, just mouse over. What is the value of timeout? The timeout value is 20. What is the value of implicitly wait? Implicitly wait is 20, right? So execute it. And then you want to check what is the current URL is going on. So you can check this prop.get property URL. Just copy this, or maybe right click on it and simple click on watch. You will see that prop.get property URL is this www.freecrm.com is going on. So driver.get, it will take this particular URL and then it will launch the URL now. So it's launching the URL. Okay, see, it is launching the URL. So till here, initialization method is done. Again, press F6. Now it will come on line number 32. Because line number 31, initialization, everything, that drama is done. The magic is happening, that yes, it's launching the browser, entering the URL and blah blah blah. Now again back to line number 32. It will come to line number 32. We will see that, okay, yes, see, test util is null. Why? Because I haven't executed line number 32. I have to execute it. I have to initialize my test util equal to new test util with the object. So now test util is coming with some object value. This is the object hash code value. We are not bothered about what exactly this number is coming and all those things, but I got to know that this is not null. My object got initialized. My reference got initialized. Again, for login page and home page, for contact page, fine. Login page, fine. So you have to check every line that are you getting any null or not. You should not get any null, otherwise in future it will give you null pointer exception. Now I want to check that, okay, yes, on line number 35 at the runtime, I want to check what exactly the property.get property username value. So again, you can right click on it and simple select it. Select the statement and then right click. Select this particular statement and simple right click and go to watch. So you will see that username is Naveen K. Same thing for password. Again, select this statement, go to watch, test 1 2 3, right? And you mouse over on prop is also initialized. It's not giving any null. What is prop is the object reference of properties file. So that is also fine. It means till here. Now I'll go to login method. I'll put a debugger over here on line number 46. I want to check what is the username and password is coming over here. Again, press F6. So it will come over here. It will stop over here. And then what is the username? See, mouse over, username is Naveen K. Password is test@123. If you want to check in the form of variable also, you can check username is Naveen K. Password is test@123. And then I'll pass the send keys step by step. You can see over here. See, it's entering Naveen K and the password is, let's maximize it like this, Naveen K, and see the password got entered, and then it should click on login button. See, it's clicking on login button and coming inside the, okay, coming on the home page. So that is also fine, and it's returning home page object. So I'll press F6. So till here, this execution is done. Fine. So setup method is done, that initialize the browser, entering the URL, username, password, and coming on the home page. That is the setup target is finally working. Now it will come inside this particular priority equal to 1. It will come inside over here. So I'll put a debugger on line number 41. Right, and then I can check that, okay, home page, verify home page title. I'll go to this particular method and I'll put a debugger over here as well, and then press F6. Okay, so let's press F8. Actually, it will move to the directly to the next debugging. So it is coming over here, and then again press F6. So you will see that, okay, yes, driver is not null. So I'll get the title, whatever the title is available, so I can check the expression. So simple select this expression and watch. So you will see that driver.get title is what, CRMPRO, and actual is CRMPRO. And then driver.get title will give you a string that is called CRMPRO will be given back, right, to. So see, I'm calling homepage dot verify homepage title. The verify homepage title method is giving you CRMPRO as a string value. Remember functions in Java I covered, obj.pq or obj.test. Whenever I call a function or a method, it will return something. So it is returning CRMPRO. CRMPRO will be given to this guy, and CRMPRO will be given to homepage title string. And I can check at the runtime Currently it's not giving any value. Why? Because this line, okay, could not be executed. Only left hand side, only right hand side we have executed. Left hand side is still pending. So if you run properly, now the line fully got executed. The full line got executed. And now if you check home page title is CRMPRO. You can check inside the variable also. Home page title is what? CRMPRO. Fine. Now you are going to check assert.assert equals home page title is CRMPRO, which is equal to CRMPRO. Absolutely working fine, right? So now let's see, guys. I want to press one option is also there, step into. So if you press F5, step into, it will come inside the assert class also. See, I'll check assert.assert equals, it will come inside the assert class as well. It will come inside assert class. One method is there, assert equals. We are passing the actual value is this and the expected value is this, right? So we will get inside the assert dot class as well. So step into is doing what? Step into is getting into the method as well. So generally we don't use a step into, right? If you put a debugger over here like line number 189, although it's a testng library which is already available and already created by someone in testng, so we don't need to debug that because we know that, okay, yes, this code is absolutely working fine, which is provided by testng. So I don't want that assert equals is working fine or not, because I'm not going to test testng, right? So I can close this. I don't want to use that, and simple I'll press F6. See, if you press F6 again, it will check one by one over here. So better to press F8 now, so that it will jump. The first test case is done. It's getting the title and your first test case is absolutely running fine. You can check that, okay, yes, verify homepage title is working fine. Now it will execute test case number 2. But before test case number 2, again it will do this particular drama. So again on line number 47, I'll put a debugger and then press F8. So it will stop to the next debugging point. So it's stopping over here, browser name equal to, again line number 41, it will stop over here. So I know that, okay, this code I have already tested in my debugging mode, so I don't want to run line by line, so I'll just press F8 once again. See, it's executing. Again I press F8 and I'll get the title. I'll check the expression. What is the get property URL? Get property URL is freecrm.com. So I know that it's working fine. So F8. So it's entering the URL, and again login also is happening properly because I have already tested in my first test case. Now in finally it's coming over here, and at line number 47 it will be stopped. And I know that, okay, switch to frame. Now I have to switch on that particular frame. So switch to dot frame is available in test util. So what exactly we have written? Switch to frame is that, okay, fine. So we will debug over here, and we will put F6, and we will see driver is initialized. Yes, make sure driver is should not be null, guys. If your driver is null somewhere, then it will give you null pointer, because null dot switch to will not work. We cannot perform anything on null reference, right? So frame main panel, it will switch on that particular panel. That is fine. And then again assert equals, it will check verify correct username. So again verify correct username, you can put a debugger over here, line number 41. Again press F6, it will come over here, verify correct username. Now username label, I have to check that username label is correct or not, it is displayed or not. So I can do one thing, this username label I can put in expression. Simple right click on it and go to watch. So you will see that username displayed is saying pending, because we haven't executed this line number 41, right? We haven't executed that. So I'll just simple see. Okay, let me maximize this. Okay, now I'll press F6 once again. Okay, see, F6 is not getting enabled. Why? Because it's still not showing. Sometime it takes some time to display all these menus. Okay, so let's wait for some time and then it will be displayed. See, now you can see that yes, all the options are available over here, and F6 again is available. and you will see that username label dot is displayed is not giving anything. Why? Because I haven't executed this line, right? So I have to press F6. So you will see that it is checking on the page the username, this Naveen K, is available or not, and still it's doing something in the background. Still all these elements are not, these menu items are not available, debugging options are not available. So let's wait for some time, and then see, it's again, it's checking over here, and then it's saying some error. Maybe some error is there, and then it will come inside the catch block. It means there's a problem. Okay, it will come inside the invoker.class, which is not written by us, it is written by testng, and it's coming inside the catch block. It means some exception has been thrown. And simple, I'll run in F8 mode, the complete mode, and you will get to know that okay, yes, the second test case got failed because of no such element except, okay, Naveen K is not available, or maybe some XPath got disturbed or whatever. Okay, so that's fine, let it be failed, that's fine. Now again the third test case will should be executed again. At the rate before method will be executed, setup method, and continue. So you can debug like that, guys, step by step, guys, you can debug. Let me terminate this, right? So this is how we debug the code, right? Debugging is very, very important. At the runtime, you can check the expressions, you can check the statements values, you can check the variable values, what exactly the value is going on. And these steps are very important. F8, okay, F5, F6, and F7. F7 means step. See, this is F8, resume. This is step into. This is F6, step over, and this is step return. It means come back. So generally, step return we don't use. We use step F5, step into, and step over. Now, what is the basic difference? I'll show you quick one diagram. People might ask for a time of interview. So let's see, I have this particular class, right? In this particular class, I have written some code. Number of lines of code I have written. Okay, some lines of code I have written. And let's see, this is line number 1, 2, 3, and I have put debugger point over here, right? Here, 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 and on this particular line as well. So number of lines I want to check that, okay, yes, I want to see. Debuggers are always put over there where you feel that okay, yes, this is an important line, I want to check what is happening over here, right? So I'll put a debugger point on the, okay, on the basis of my understanding of the code. Now what I'm going to do that, okay, execution will happen. So this is running fine, this is also running fine, the line number 2, and then it will stop over here, right? So controller will come over here immediately, the controller will stop over here. Now the controller, now if the user, the programmer like me, I press what, if I press F6, now what will happen if I press F6 over here? So the controller will jump from here to on this particular line. Okay, but if you press F8, F8 means resume, F8 on this particular line, so the controller will jump from here to here, okay, here, I mean jump, not jump exactly, it will stop over here, it will execute. Let's see, in between we have number of thousands of lines of written over here, so it will execute all these lines and then it will stop over here. But if you press F6, it will come from here to here, okay, line number 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8, 9, 10, and then 11, like that, step by step. F6 means step by step, but F8 means it will, okay, it will execute from one debugging point to the another debugging point. In between, it will not stop, it will execute all the lines and then it will stop where exactly the next debugging point is available, right? So this is the basic difference between F6 and F8. F6 means step over, okay, execute this particular step and then move to next step, the third step, and the fifth step. Now let's see, now F5, what is F5? F5 means step into. Now let's see, on this particular line, what I'm saying, this particular line, the code is written like this: assert dot assert equals is written. Let's see, some code is written like this on line number this. Now if you press on this particular line, the controller is available over here. If you press F5, F5 means step into. If you press F5 over here, what exactly it will do? It will come inside this assert equals method. Now assert equals method is written somewhere in assert class in test.ng over here. This is the code for assert equals. So it will come over here. Okay, this is the code for assert equals. It will come over here, guys, on this particular line. But I'm not bothered about it. What exactly it's written over here? So that's why I don't want to use a step into. So better just press F6, jump from here to here. If you write a step into, it will come inside that method as well. So this is a system defined method. Assert equals is coming from the system, from test.ng assert class. So I don't want to get into this particular assert, okay, assert equals method, because I know that this method is written by some professionals, some experts, right? So I don't want to check into that. But let's see on this particular line, now the controller will, let's see, assume available over here. And the statement is written like this. I have written one method over here, let's see, obj.get name method. And I'm passing some name, let's see, like string name. And some code I have written like this. Okay. So name method is written and then it will come inside the get name method. If you press step into, it will come inside the step name and it will check all the things over here, that how exactly and what exactly get name is working. So if you want to do that thing also, you can press F5. Because this is custom method, this is user defined method that I have created, get name method. I want to check inside this method as well what is happening. Else you can put a debugger over here as well, right? You can put a debugger over here as well. 1 and 2 debuggers you can write over here. And then if you press F6 from here, it will directly jump into this particular next debugging point, right? So this is the basic difference between F5, F6, F8 and all. Okay, so guys, these are the debugging skills. Very, very important. It will give you the confidence. If you join any new project, if you see a new framework, either it is complex or simple, you have to debug. If you debug, if you are really good in debugging things, you can crack any automation framework, complex automation frameworks as well. Okay, continuously 2-3 days, if you are looking into the code and checking the code in the debugging style, you can learn the framework, new framework. 50-60% things you can easily learn in next 2-3 days, and rest of the 50-60 things, 40-30-40%, eventually you will know when you work with that code and you will design your own code and you will introduce a new framework, I mean new test cases and everything in that framework. But lot of confidence you will get while debugging the code. So that's why, see, whenever uh, you give any problem to me, that Naveen, please, this is not working, please check what is happening, I always debug that code, right? So whenever you stuck somewhere, debugging is very, very important. Whenever you want to learn about the framework flow, debugging is important. Whenever you want to stack trace that, okay, where exactly the problem, what exactly the flow of the framework, debugging will help you. So debugging is very, very important, guys, right? And again, once your debugging is done, then simple run your program properly and then check everything is working fine. So there are two options: right click, run as, without debugging. How many points we have written doesn't matter. It will skip all the debugging points. But if you run as debug, okay, so it will check each and every point. Okay, it will stop at each and every debugging point. Now let's see, you haven't put any debugging points. Any debuggers points you have not put anything. And if you run in debug as, it will not stop anywhere. It will just like run as now, because you haven't put any breakpoint over there or any debugging point over there, right? So step by step with your gut feeling, put the put the debugging points on the important lines, and then the program will stop over there, and then you can check what is happening over there step by step. And number of options come into picture. Then we have F5, F6, F8, right? All these things comes into the picture then, right? Again, once your debugging work is done, back to your Java perspective. Normal. Your folder structure is over here and all the code, everything over here, right? So you can take any, either it is Cucumber, either it is TestNG, page object model, data driven approach, keyword driven, hybrid, any damn framework. Either it is API automation as well. Debugging is important, guys. Debugging is always important. debug the code, get the confidence, write down your notes that what is happening in this particular method, what exactly this method is doing, and everything. You will get the complete flow. Each and every class you will get to know about it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. That's all for this video, guys, and let me know if you have any issues. And this is my repository. You can check the repository, Naveen Animation 20 page object model. If you want to capture the entire code is available, just clone it and just you start using it, and you can, this is a very good example for debugging. You can debug the code. And Naveen Automation Labs, you know that, okay, this is my channel name. And let me know if you really like this video. Okay, please subscribe and share this video and with your friends and colleagues. And if you have any questions, write down your questions in the comment section. Definitely I'll try to reply over there. Okay, that's all for this session. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, guys.